Okay, students, welcome back. This is part 2 of your HBL. Alright, so in the previous lesson, we talk about how to write using the pill structure. Today we'll go in depth on how to analyze a poem. So you all know your weighted assessment will be about a poem, similar to the foreign worker. Before we start, you can pause the video to take your writing materials, your foolscap paper, and the poem, The Foreign Worker. We will focus on the foreign worker again. So we need a detailed analysis, of the foreign worker of the poem. So we need to understand the poem's meaning, identify and analyze the literary techniques used to convey meaning to the reader. So this lesson will be more technical. We are talking about literary techniques, literary devices on how we dissect and understand the poem better. So step one, understanding the poem's meaning. I think we did it in the previous lesson already. We did a first round of reading talking about the impression of the foreign worker. We asked the question of who, what, when, why, how. We talk about the mood of the poem. How the mood is depressing. How it shift. From hopeful to become depressing, and through the poet and personal's attitude. Step two. We need to identify and analyze the literary techniques used to convey meaning to the reader. This is a bit a higher level, and we're going to focus on this today. So there are a few ways to go around doing it. Diction, word choice of words. You must understand that every word that the poet used to write the poem, there is a meaning, implied meaning to it, and we have imagery. Imagery can be similes or metaphors of personification. I think this has been covered in lower sec, but most of you have forgotten, so don't worry, I will do a quick recap later. So today we'll focus a lot on imagery and a bit of mood. So we're talking about writer's technique to bring out certain ideas from the poem. Step 3, later on we are going to practice 2-paragraph practice on stating how literary techniques contribute to the meaning of the poem. You have to state what effect the poem has on the reader and on yourself. So if you have any questions, you can rewind the set of slides and you can go through yourself. I also save a copy of it, so that you can review. I send you a copy through PDF so you can review while doing your work. So let's check your understanding what's been presented. So please take out the poem up front. I'll give you some time to think about it. What is the message of the poem, mood of the poem? What is the poem and poet's attitude? All these have been gone through in class and covered under the previous discussion. I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to jot it down somewhere. Alright, I'm going to move on. So, the subject matter of the poem is about lives of the foreign worker in Singapore. We talk about discrimination and racism. These are themes of the poem. Writing style written in 3 stanzas. We also discuss how the poem shifted from being very hopeful, the foreign worker very hopeful, who was intrigued by the magazine about Singapore, full of hope, he can get rich. And after he came to Singapore, slowly shifted and he became very depressed and very sad because he met with discrimination. And what's the general mood of the poem? Generally, it's very depressing and negative, even though we talk about the foreign worker in the poem was resilient and naive and all that, but we agree that generally the mood of the poem is very depressing and sad. Because again, the foreign worker felt very unwelcome, and also we talk about this Singapore, even though reaped the labor of reaped the seeds of his labor, but at the end of the day, nobody bothered to even get to know the foreign worker better. They don't know his name. Again, today we're going to focus on imagery. So, what is imagery? Imagery is picture in our mind that is created by words. Okay, it can be either a simile or metaphor. Okay, but today it can be also a personification, but we will just focus on simile and metaphor. Okay, something simple first. So what is metaphor? To recap, okay, it is a figure of speech in which word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which is not literally applicable, such as endless night. Definitely a night can't possibly be endless. A night got to stop. But to say an endless night, it means that the night is very long, it's very torturous, very painful. So this is an example of a metaphor. And similarly involve comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more empathic or vivid. For example, as brave as a lion. You can't definitely be like a lion as brave as a lion. So it's a figure of speech for comparison. Okay. Again, these are literary techniques that we'll cover throughout the 2 years for 3 and A Lit. Okay, we'll focus again on imagery, okay, and simile metaphors. Okay, examples of metaphors. Okay, the room is a pigsty. Definitely, a room can't be a pigsty because a pigsty is where pigs stay. But to say a room is a pigsty, it means that the room is probably very, very untidy and dirty. Okay, so this is an example of metaphor. Moving on, after the accident, John became a vegetable. Okay, definitely John can't turn into a vegetable like a magic like that, correct? Like a fruit vegetable. But to say he's a vegetable means that he can't move and like still like a vegetable. Again, he is a shining star. Definitely you can't be a star, you're a human being. But to say you're a shining star, it shows that this guy stands out. He's amazing, he's probably the one outstanding among the rest of the people. Okay, example of simile, when she dance, she is a flower. Okay, so the word is comparing her to a flower, or she's as graceful as a flower. So the idea of simile is that you see the word as and is a flower. Okay, so this is examples of similes. Okay, so let's look at the foreign worker. So examples of similarly is that they treat the foreign worker like a dirty word. So unpack this, what does it mean? Okay, foreign is dirty. So dirty, what you do, you stay away. You don't associate yourself with dirty because dirty is unpleasant. So to unpack it, you talk about how unpleasant, how Singaporeans discriminate foreign workers. They don't want to be associated with foreign workers because they feel that they are dirty. Okay, they may spread diseases, they are not clean, all these very racist and very discriminating terms that they talk about foreign workers. Okay, in stanza 1, this example of metaphor, scarring in furious fever. Furious fever, definitely we're talking about furious fever, it doesn't mean that it's a fever per se, but really talking about pace of life in Singapore. It's like a furious fever that hits you very fast, hard and fast. And the life of Singaporeans is very fast pace and all that. They don't slow down to and make friends with people and all that. Okay, and in stanza 2, we talk about how the foreign worker said that this disillusion onto unforgiving wars. Okay, why unforgiving? Probably he feels that he's very he's there's no respite for his work. There's no chance for him to become better. And this place, the walls that he faced while he's building the building structure is unforgiving. They don't give him any chance, any hope. Okay, it's unforgiving. Can a war be unforgiving? Cannot be. So this is a metaphor to describe the war as unforgiving. So this is how we unpack. You just have to fill up the blanks and expand on this idea. Okay, so you have to expand on this idea. Okay, you just continue this part. Okay, on your elaboration and your example and explanation. Okay, I done the first part for you in the earlier slide. Deadline is tonight before 2359. I want all my work to be done. I'm recording this at almost 3-4 a.m. Okay, so show me effort. I'm going to start imposing hard action on those who are late and don't submit. Okay, I know some of you have been very sloppy in your work. Okay, make sure you finish your work. When school reopen, those who don't finish your work, I'll make you stay back and complete all your work. and I'll call those who did not submit their work the parents tomorrow. So I'm going very hard because some of your work honestly is pretty bad. Okay, so this is a deterrence for you guys. HBL should be, guys should be staying at home and do your work and not going out. I don't understand why my work is not handed in. So how to submit? Same thing, take a photograph of the two paragraph and submit to me. Okay, so this is your question. How does the poet evoke sympathy to the foreign worker in the poem? Okay, I'll stop my video right now. Okay, I make sure I want my work to be done.